Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Yeah.
Now if we could just stop saying all the time.
Yeah, we got to focus on that today. We might if we don't do well today, we might have to figure out how to play a game or something like that. That'll like we'll have to figure out some kind of exchange where it's like you have to pay 5 cents for every that you say in an episode, and then it balances out. So like
great, more child support.
In reality. In reality, we would only be paying like 25 cents to each other at a time because we both say a lot, but it could be a way for us.
My problem is like I want to write everything out, but then you can tell when I'm reading.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
No, I get that.
And then like it's a lot of it is my dyslexia too, because I'm trying to focus.
Oh, I totally get that. I feel the same way when it comes to like the cryptid things and stuff like that, and writing some of those out. I don't.
Also, I want to formally apologize for the way I said avocado. Did you hear it?
Yeah,
I hated that.
I listen to everything like at least twice on our episodes, and so
I do
I
too.
catch every little nuance of what we say.
You listen to it while you're editing, but I'll listen to our podcast on iTunes and Spotify.
Oh, I listen on iTunes, at least on Apple Podcasts. But I hear it like several times while I'm editing, and then I listen to the entire thing. I said
like avocado toast, and it was like I like pronounce every syllable as white as.
Why do I hate myself right now?
I literally wanted to stop, like listening, and be like, I'm done. Like that's so,
enough of me.
So egregious.
Have you ever wondered like what the most arrogant animal in the animal kingdom is? Like, think about it like from the perspective of if they had like human brains, you know what I'm saying? Like, what animal do you think would be the most arrogant?
Are we talking like arrogant or like pretentious? Because like, if we're talking pretentious, it's got to be.
Now you're gonna have to tell me the difference between those two.
I mean, I would say dolphins.
Dolphins?
Yeah.
Dolphins are kind of jerks, aren't they?
Well, I mean, they like dolphins or orcas, dude. They're savages. Like, because like
fair. Yeah.
Orcas like will literally just play with seals.
Oh yeah, dead seals and stuff too.
What do dolphins suck on pufferfish? Because it like
gets them high.
It gets them high.
Yeah. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know why this thought came to my mind because it was probably just like a toilet thought. You know what I'm saying? But
of course.
I think giraffes would be like some of the most arrogant creatures. You ever watch a giraffe?
No.
Like the way those guys walk around. I mean, not like this is going to sound like a really cheesy pun, but like with their heads held high and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I know. But like if you watch the way they carry themselves, you know, they're quite literally looking down on everyone, but they also have an air to them about like
right.
Even if they had voices and like personalities like ours, I feel like they would still be like literally looking down their noses at us like, yeah, like I'm better than you. Yeah, you little tiny ant of a human.
We already have like the obvious answer is cats.
Oh yeah. I mean, for sure.
So we're not even talking about that. I mean,
cats are different than like just straight up arrogance, because cats have just a genuine nonchalantness about them, right? It's not just that they're arrogant, it's like they just don't care.
Right.
They're apathetic towards everything. It's not like, I don't think it's arrogance. I think it's just like a cat's just like, hey, look, man, I'm just existing, and I don't give two craps about you. I don't care about anybody else around me.
You're only here to feed me and clean up after me. Like that's a cat's mentality.
But I think even like for like street cats, they're just like, I just don't care, bro. Do whatever you want to do. Live your life. As long as you leave me alone, I'm good.
Yeah, that's fair.
But giraffes, I don't know, man. There's something about them that just comes across like big alien.
Yeah.
Everybody just let it be known right now. I said it today at 42 years old. I finally figured it out. And I'm saying giraffes are alien species. They're here to take over the world. They're just trying to figure out how they're going to do it. It's just a matter of time. So when it happens, you guys can just give me some credit, okay?
Right.
All right, so I don't know if you've heard about this or if you saw it. It's kind of been a sensation that's going around on social media.
Okay.
Past couple of weeks and stuff as of our recording. So today is June the 7th. And the past couple of weeks, there's been this thing being passed around on social media about the sunburn competition in Louisiana. Have you seen this?
Okay, so no. Well, here's the thing. Like, I saw like a snippet of it, and my ADHD squirrel brain just scrolled right past it. Like, I was like, this is, I don't want to do anything with this.
So it is like, if you look it up, like Google the sunburn competition, it's not a real thing. Like, it's something that AI produced, but the pictures of these human beings that it has produced, like the one guy in particular who's like bald and his skin, he looks like he looks like one of those hairless cats that are like just
like
so
a
hideous.
cat.
And he looks like one of those, but just when I say red, I mean like fire engine red skin. And there's a bunch of different people. It has like tons of people out there, and they all look like they've baked in the sun their entire lives and stuff, and they wanted to be a part of this competition. But AI created this whole thing, and the best part about it though is that people have been like influencers and stuff have been sharing it and like spreading the news and stuff about this.
Can we disagree how progressively dumb we are getting as a species?
Oh my gosh, I say it all the time, man. Idiocracy. We are in the throes of it now.
But speaking of AI, you know what? One of my new favorite things on TikTok, Instagram Reels thing, the Bigfoot vlogs and the Yeti vlogs.
I love them. I love them. If you guys are out there and you have not seen these yet,
they are amazing.
Yeah, they have these things where it's like basically like a teenage, maybe early 20s.
Yeah,
Bigfoot,
like who's supposed to be like an influencer.
Yeah, he's got a selfie stick out, and he's like recording himself just doing his like everyday life and stuff. Didn't I send you the one?
Yeah, you sent me one of them.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Where he drinks an energy drink.
Yeah.
He can't sleep. It's like it tasted like chemicals.
He's like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I haven't slept in 3 days. Like all this kind of stuff.
Time to get some morning grub ready.
There's
one where like the Yeti joins them, and like there's one with Bigfoot and Mothman.
Is it really? I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, and then Mothman has his own vlog now.
My favorite is that he has like the little raccoon that became like his house partner or whatever. He like named him and everything, and he's getting a little attitude these days.
There was one where this was really dark, but it was hilarious. This deer comes up and he starts petting him, and then like all of a sudden he's my friend now. Where I'm gonna protect him with everything. He's my ride or die. And then the next scene
cuts to him eating.
It's him like roasting him over. He's
I love it.
He blinked twice. That means consent, right? And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. If you haven't seen those, man, go look them up. They're hilarious to watch. So. You got something that you wanted to dive into before we get into our intro, right?
So, speaking of, I have a gripe.
Okay.
I have a gripe. So, I was eating lunch. Like, we had, dating the episode, we had our VBS meeting this morning. So, this is VBS week. So
we're all tired.
Right. I had hot dogs for lunch. Very underrated, quick, easy lunch. I think you said it last month with the hot takes, right? Like hot dogs are very
hot dogs
underrated.
are the most underrated food.
Why can't we have flat hot dog buns? Like when you put a hot dog in, you put it in, and it's always lopsided to one side or the other.
Oh yeah,
like they're not perfectly cut in half.
I see what you're saying.
Don't even start with like the split top buns, like everything like that. Like those just fall apart. Like why can't we have a flat hot dog bun? They've done it with taco shells. Like have you seen the XL flat taco shells?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They have them with that. They have boats, taco boats. Do something for a hot dog. Because like you put it on, like I know this is a weird.
This is the best gripe I've heard in a while. I like this.
I put my ketchup on my hot dog, and then I went to put my mustard on. As soon as it did like the little curvy thing on the one side, it fell over.
Right.
The only thing I added to it was mustard.
You gotta go straight line.
I like
Don't throw the weight off.
See, the thing is, I like to be a little bougie. Like I like to make it look like the commercials,
right? Yeah,
it has like the swirls and the curvy lines.
I got no time for that. I'm a straight line of ketchup, straight line of mustard.
But I was
whatever else
like,
is going on top of it.
Why can't we have flat bottom hot dog buns?
Yeah, that's a solid question.
Because I mean, we have like square watermelons. In Japan they
to stack
mold
them easier.
them.
Yeah, right.
And it's easier to sell. Why can't we do something?
Which that's like a whole nother level of crazy though. Like the hot dog bun thing is like you could just bake them in a thing that makes them that shape. Yeah. But the Japanese, the fact that they're like,
well, have you seen them putting?
Because you have to start growing it and then put it into this little like square case, the mold. Yeah. So it fills that up and
but they also do it with different shapes and stuff too. They have plastic mold. It's crazy. It's cool.
That's a level of farming that I don't know that I'm willing to go to.
Right, but I mean,
in that sense, just to have square watermelon.
Obviously, though, they're getting paid a premium for those.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I mean, it's not like they're just doing it for the fun of it.
So we'll just say if you're out there and you work for a company that makes hot dog buns, talk to the higher ups in your company and figure out how to make a hot dog bun that does not fall over when we put our hot dog in it and toppings on it.
Yeah, exactly. Or that falls apart instantly. That's also the worst.
My gripe with hot dog buns is that the vast majority of them, and I usually love Great Value stuff because I like Walmart and everything, but Great Value is like the biggest culprit for this one in their hot dog buns. Is that that the piece that keeps it connected at the bottom is too thin.
Is like my will to live. It's just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, they cut them so far down into it that when you split it open for that part, the whole like the thinner of the two flaps that you're talking about falls apart and comes off and stuff like that, and then you're.
And then don't even get me started on the meat to bun ratio.
Yeah. Which I feel like that would be. I feel like the meat to bun ratio thing would be better if they would cut the buns, like you're saying, like more in the center,
right?
So that you didn't have like lopsidedness, because that's what makes it feel off to me. Is that like when you take a full bite of a hot dog, if you bite your hot dog like a man, that's the gripe of mine, is watching people eat hot dogs and taking like one side. You ever seen that?
No.
Yeah, there's like freaks out there. Their mouth, I guess, isn't big enough to like fit the whole hot dog in.
What are they?
So
they'll
bite part of the hot dog and the bread from one side, and then they'll take a bite from the other side.
Like they're biting a sandwich.
Kind of, yeah. Like they're eating in parts, and I'm like, dude,
grow up.
Grow up. Like learn how to eat a hot dog. But if you take it all in one shot, right, like you're supposed to with a hot dog, one big bite off one end of it.
Yeah.
Then one cheek is getting filled with bread, and the other cheek is like nothing. You know, it's just like everything else is in the middle of the mouth. So yeah, that's a good solid gripe though.
Yeah, like it was just one of those things that came to me this morning, or well, I guess this morning because it was like before noon.
Yeah,
I was like, why can't we have flat hot dog buns?
Hot dog bun companies do better.
Yeah,
that's what we're saying.
Exactly.
All right, let's fire this thing off.
All right. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Josh.
Recognize me? No? Well, I'm Josh. I got suspended from school because of Josh.
You're going to be there with me in every way imaginable, Josh.
Josh is truly in a trance, yes.
I went to high school with Josh, and I can tell you right now, he's a terrific kisser.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Josh, these are people's jobs we're talking about, Josh.
Thank you very
much.
Josh walking in the door wasn't even close.
Josh, you are a muffin-snuggling pirate puncher.
Josh is a good guy. We can talk to him.
Please welcome Joshua. Josh.
Okay, so I texted you just a couple of days ago and asked you what you know about tardigrades.
Right, and I jokingly said, "Oh, aren't those the people from the Game of Thrones?"
Yeah, right.
Targaryens.
Targaryens. Yeah.
And then I was gonna text you back and be like, "Oh no, that's the thing that Doctor Who uses."
Yeah, right.
The TARDIS.
TARDIS. Yeah. So the tardigrades. This was something that
it sounds familiar.
I've heard of them before. If I remember correctly, and I hope that I'm getting this correct, but I think that the place that I heard about them from was on Wildcrats when my kid used to watch them when she was younger. Mm-hmm. Tardigrades are actually an animal species.
Okay,
and
this is like slowly starting to like the fog of war slowly starting to peel back.
You'll probably I think you'll know these guys once we start talking about them like in length and stuff. But these are actually like 8-legged, segmented micro animals.
Okay.
So this is not insects. These are actually like
microorganisms.
Animals, micro animals. Yeah, I love this. They're known like their nicknames are water bears or moss piglets, is what people call them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, and they're like, look up a picture of them as we're going along because you'll want to see these guys. So they were first described by a German zoologist back in 1773. Excuse me. She called them Kleiner Wasserbeer, which is little water bear.
Yeah.
In 1776, the Italian biologist Lazzaro Spallanzani named them tardigrade, which means slow walkers. So the funny thing is like when I read descriptions of these guys, they're talking about the fact that they're just like these clumsy like teddy bear type things that crawl along in just about every environment on Earth, which is the cool part about it. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about like kind of what their deal is. So they live in diverse biospheres all over the Earth, mountaintops, deep seas, tropical rainforest, the Antarctic. I mean, they're everywhere. Like these things are just
I'm looking at a picture of this.
Yeah,
this is like
crazy.
Pure nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Yeah. The cool thing about them is that they are among the most resilient animals on Earth.
Okay. Like more so than like a cockroach?
Yes.
Okay.
Like cockroaches don't hold a candle to these guys.
Really?
It's amazing.
Okay.
They're able to survive in extreme conditions, such as exposure to extreme temperatures. When I say extreme temperatures, I mean negative 458 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, that's cold.
And upwards of 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah.
That's a
Boiling water does not kill these guys at short amounts of time.
That's what, 212 or 202 boiling water.
Yeah. So they can do extreme temperatures, extreme pressure, both low and high. So either
you said they could live in deep sea, right?
Yeah. Air deprivation, radiation, dehydration, starvation, all of these things don't kill these guys. They're just like the world's smallest little tanks. They've even survived. Here's the two extremes of it. They've survived outer space.
Okay, how do we?
Because the scientists took them up in the spaceships and exposed them to outer space to see if they would live.
Outside outer space, or
outside outer space, like not just going in the rocket ship. They put them in space, and then brought them back in and examined them, and they were still alive.
How big are these things?
They're tiny, like microscopic, but on a macro microscope you can see them. So like not like it doesn't have to be a very high powered one at all to be able to see these guys. There are 1,500 known species of tardigrades in the world. Just tons and tons of them everywhere. The earliest known fossil of them is from the Cambrian era. So
how do you have a fossil of a micro?
Dude, you're asking questions I don't know the answers to now. But that's like they say, like supposedly these things, they just go way back, depending on your view of things. I'm a young Earth guy,
right?
And so I don't think that it's been millions of years, but they've been around since like the beginning. Here's a size comparison. Usually, when they're full grown, they are 2/100ths of an inch long, which is like I can't even wrap my mind around that. But they're short, they're plump, which is like.
So I'm a tardigrade.
They have 4 pairs of legs, so 8 legs total, each usually ending in claws or sticky pads.
I saw that. Like it looks like it has like little fingies.
Yeah, like little fingers.
I don't like it. I do not like it.
They're prevalent in mosses around the world and can readily be collected and viewed under a low-powered microscope, making them accessible to students and amateur scientists. Their clumsy crawling and their well-known ability to survive life-stopping events have brought them into science fiction and pop culture over the past years.
Like, I guess I don't know. Like, I don't know where. Like, they sound familiar.
Yeah,
but I don't know where it's from.
I'm not sure. Like I said, I think I saw it on some kid show that Sky was watching.
But as far as like pop culture, like what pop culture?
That it didn't specify in the article I was reading and stuff. So here's a fun one, and I really love this. They can be trained.
I'm sorry. What?
They have shown the ability to remember certain stimuli and respond accordingly to them. So, for instance, in some experiments, they would like low grade shock the tardigrades, and at the same time they would turn on like a light of a certain color, right? So then they eventually would not shock them, but turn the light on, and when the tardigrades saw that color light, they would ball up because they ball up like armadillos and stuff, to protect themselves with their outer shell. So they learned if we see that color light, we need to like ball up and stuff. And they also respond to rewards. So, like, if they give them something that they really like in response to a certain action, the tardigrades would repeat that action to get the thing that they like. So they're basically like
nanobots,
itty bitty little dogs.
Oh my gosh,
which is great. Here's a kind of weird one in a sense: is they feed by sucking the cell fluid from plants or animals, like out of them, basically. And sometimes they even feed on decaying bodies, right, for the same thing.
Interesting.
So vast majority of them live in damp habitats, freshwater and sea. I mean, they're everywhere, basically all over the place. They can be in soil. There can be as many as 300,000 of them per square meter in the places that they live at.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
On mosses, it says they can reach a density of 2 million per square meter.
Wow.
So a lot of those little guys. So anyways, I just thought this was really interesting because, like I said, negative 458 degrees Fahrenheit to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And then they can also survive lack of oxygen, being in a vacuum, ionizing radiation, high pressures. So it says they can also survive impacts of about 900 meters per second, which is 3,000 feet per second. they can survive an impact of it.
Okay.
And
this is just me. Like, what can kill these things?
the answer to that is basically like long-term exposure to any of these extremes. But short-term, they just like tank everything. Doesn't bother them at all.
Like, okay.
Like the last one that I had on here for like the amazing stats on them is that they can absorb a momentary shock pressure of about 1.14 gigapascals, which is the equivalent to 165,000 psi, pounds per square inch. For those of you who are listening,
I'm quiet because I'm in just like straight disbelief.
Guys, right?
Like,
yeah.
That's crazy, because you would think if they're that small, it wouldn't take much of an electrical shock. It wouldn't take much force, like stepping on them, just bringing your hand down on a table, those kind of things. But
because just about everything else that we experience in the world, that's the case, especially at that size. And that's why these guys have been such like a phenomenon in this sense for so long in the scientific world, is because kids that are becoming scientists that want to study these things and stuff can literally just put these guys under microscopes and just torture them, and they can take everything you throw at them, and they keep on living.
Hopefully this isn't going to be another like uprising of AI where like we just subjected them to so much torture.
Well, so my thought process was, when I read the thing about the fact that they could be trained, is we got to start putting together a tardigrade army.
Oh, I can't. Tarnamy.
The Tarnamy. I like. Oh, I like that.
I was trying to think of a way to combine the two.
So what we got to do is figure out, how do we train a few million of them?
Right.
Because that's only like 1 square meter.
Right.
So how do we train like a few million of them, and then how do we then get them to go and train the others? So eventually we take over the world with tardigrades.
We have our own pyramid scheme with tardigrades.
Yeah. What are we doing tonight, Bray?
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Trying to take over the world with tardigrades.
Let's go.
Okay, that's really cool.
I thought they were fascinating, so I just had to kind of like share that with you.
Yeah. Well, you said like wildcrats, and that just like unlocked like a whole nother file of memories.
Yeah.
Even as kids, like I never realized that I watched wildcrats.
Right.
Until I saw references of wildcrats when it became like popular again. Because I think I know.
Because they were completely alive when we were like younger.
There was a Wildcrats show when we were younger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
PBS.
But it was like all live.
Yeah, it was all live. And they had that puppet monkey.
Right. And then
was it a monkey?
Man, I'm trying to remember. A lemur, maybe?
When lemur, tell us in the comments, please.
Yeah.
That's a
Brooke would know. She's downstairs right now.
But
so they came out with like another show,
the animated one,
when our kids were like younger.
Yeah, and the kids loved watching that.
But it was like partially them like live, and then it would cut to the animated stuff, because it was like whoever their monkey, whatever it was with them in the animated series and stuff. So
it was like a whole team of them. They had like this like submersible.
And it was a great show.
Yeah, like I loved watching it. Like there's a lot of kids shows that I like still enjoy watching.
That's where I learned about the pangolin. I like those guys.
I was going to say the Magic School Bus was a big one for me, like growing up. Like I remember watching that like in school.
Miss Frizzle.
Yeah.
You ever see the thing about how much weight she can lift?
I think I have, or like that, or like Ash.
There's an episode where she bench presses on the show, and if the plates, which they look like 45s, if they're 45s, she had 4 45s on each side of the bar. So Miss Frizzle is like stacked.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about like that's 405 pounds or something like that, 415 pounds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That Miss Frizzle is just repping.
Just tanking it.
Yeah, she's just like nothing.
That, or have you seen the comparisons with like Ash Ketchum? Like how much he can carry.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's just like holding these Pokemon with and then they look at their weights. A dude's taking out like 400 pounds like it's nothing, and it's...
I love seeing those comparisons with all the different video game characters, and it's like, according to what they can hold in their pack and how much each of these things weigh, they're actually toting around.
Well, I've seen them where bodybuilders will try to lift the weights.
Yeah.
They'll try to hold the equivalent weights, and like they can't do it. And it's like this like 12-year-old boy in Pokemon.
Have you ever seen the one about in Minecraft? Technically, how much weight you're carrying if you have
like a full inventory of
like if you fill your inventory with shulker boxes that are all full of all the different materials and stuff like that you can carry, and I forget which one it is. It's supposed to be like the heaviest one, but if you filled all shulker boxes, all full of your entire inventory is full of those and stuff like that you would equivalent to carrying the weight of like the world or something like that on
crazy.
you.
I love video game logic.
Yeah, me too. It's fun stuff.
It's like that, but then you can't like run up a hill at a certain angle that you would be able to in real life.
Right.
Like, and I know it's like the invisible walls. Like,
that's
they don't
because of
want
the
you to
weight.
get outside. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay.
That's Game Theory covers all that stuff. The YouTube channel, we love watching him, so it's great. That's Tardigrades, a good little thing for us to talk
really
about.
cool.
Now, you got something that you mentioned to me. And,
I did, okay.
And you wanted to get my perspective.
So, obviously,
something.
last month we did our hot takes for our listener comment, like the last episode of the month.
Which, by the way, we're doing listener comments today.
Right.
But I was really shocked that we didn't get any, like, there was, like, no pushback.
No.
On all the hot takes that we gave.
And most everybody agreed with. There was, I think, one or two comments. Like, I think, well, we'll get into it. But
yeah, we'll see him some.
But it wasn't nearly as bad as we thought it was going to be. Which
No,
I
was
kind of disappointed.
There's actually one comment from the hot takes.
I think it was from Tori, right?
No, it was Wyatt Ramsar was the only one that I
I
saw.
thought I saw Tori had one. Or maybe she texted us. I think that was what
Maybe
it
so,
was.
yeah.
But so I was thinking, now this is like just ways that people normally behave in their normal day life.
Uh-huh.
So this started with me thinking of, how do you put on your shoes in the morning? Do you do sock, shoe, tie, tie? Do you do sock, shoe, tie, tie? Or do you do sock, shoe, tie? Like, do you put on both of your socks at the same at one time, then both of your shoes, then tie your shoes? Or do you do sock, shoe, and then tie both shoes? Or you do sock, shoe, tie, one foot, sock, shoe, tie the other foot?
So this goes deeper down the rabbit trail.
We'll get, and I want to get to like how you actually get.
But my answer is part of all the overall getting dressed, because when I get out of the shower or when I'm getting ready in the morning and stuff like that, it is underwear,
naturally,
socks, pants, then shirt, and then I don't put my shoes on until I get downstairs, like right before I leave. So when I get downstairs, I put one shoe on, tie it, put the other shoe on, tie it, and then I'm out. But mine's socks before pants when I'm getting ready in the morning.
I don't think that's that weird.
Well, and part of the reason, like, so I'll say this: the reasoning behind it is like sometimes I will not, if I'm wearing shorter socks in the summertime or something like that, I will not put those on until I go downstairs to put on my shoes. In which case, it is sock, shoe tie.
Okay.
This is the way that I go with those. The reason for the socks before pants thing is because if I'm wearing long socks,
you have to pull them up.
Yeah, you have to pull your pant leg up
yeah.
in order to get the long socks up in place and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
I don't
especially like
want
if I'm wearing my cowboy boots or any taller boots,
and you have tall socks.
I have tall socks on. I'm going to put them on before I put pants on.
Yep. And like Sunday mornings, I have I typically have some like knee high socks.
Okay.
That I'll wear underneath the pants that I'm wearing, and especially in that case, I want those all the way up, and so they're on before I put pants on.
So how I get dressed out of the shower, I'll do underwear, then I'll do undershirt, shirt.
Yeah.
Then I'll do socks, and then my pants are usually the last thing I put on.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Just straight Donald Ducking it for until I put my pants on. Like, I don't know. Like I was also thinking about it the other day. I was like, huh. That's interesting. Like this is how I get dressed, but then it's sock, shoe, tie.
Okay. Yeah,
if I have tie shoes, like a lot of my shoes, I have
just slip-ons.
Well, they're not necessarily slip-ons. They're tied in a way that like I can just slip them on and off.
I get that.
Mostly because it's just a convenience thing. Like my work shoes, they're really nice because the back isn't hard.
Right.
So it's like a soft back, so like I can just slip my foot in and out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's nice because I have to wear Met guards, so I have to wear like a plate that goes over the top of my foot.
Okay.
In addition to the steel toe.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So having to untie those, like they fold in the middle, so like it's like folding down, and then you have to like lock them back in. But yeah, no, I was just very curious because I know that's can be a contentious thing with putting your socks on. Like if you do. First of all, I want to know who does sock, shoe, tie. Like, that seems a little...
Yeah, that's wild to me.
If you do, let me know and why.
Because I'm always, like, in the thought process of, like, part of the reason why, even if I'm doing, like, short socks, that is sock, and then shoe tie. I don't know. I guess in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, like, what if there's an emergency? And I have to, like, take off running. I don't want to be, like, one shoe in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And if I am, I want that one shoe to be tied.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's why
ready to roll.
I think that's why I go sock, shoe, tie, because then at least I have shoes on.
Yeah, right.
And then I just tie both of them at the same time, and
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
But I think I might have unlocked something of why we do that or similar is watching like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood when he like changes his shoes because he does one at a time.
Yep.
Ties them and then puts the other one on, ties them.
Yep.
Maybe that's why it's like one of those subconscious things.
Can I just say that it drove me crazy though how long it took Mr. Rogers. And Relativity is a short amount of time, right? Because he's singing a song,
yeah.
But at the same time, just that like the gentle sit down, untie the shoe, undo it, slide it off, put it away, do the same thing with the other one. He just the amount of time. I'm like, bro, hurry up!
Yeah.
Just kick the shoes off for crying out loud. We got things to do. There are lessons I need to learn today, and you're holding me up singing a song and taking your shoes off and on.
Can I just say that I know that this is out of a time of AI, but like if you could do like an ASMR like sleep thing with Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross.
Yeah.
That'd be the most calming thing. Like
Bob Ross would be the best.
They actually have I have the Calm app.
Yeah.
And I want to say that there is something on there with Bob Ross, but just having those two together.
Just Bob's like any one of his episodes. Where
oh my gosh.
Like, now we're just going to take this brush and we're going to paint a happy little tree and that kind of stuff. Like, it's like, yeah, you could sleep to that all day long.
Oh, all day.
And cuddle me in your afro.
Just tell me everything's going to be okay.
Yeah,
It's okay to make mistakes.
Yes, Mr. Rogers, just wrap me up in your cardigan.
Let's go to the land of make-believe.
Yeah. I love the land of make-believe. It's great.
But have you, I think one of us shared the, what if Gordon Ramsay and Bob Ross, or not Bob, yeah, Bob Ross switched personalities?
Oh, yeah.
That'd
be very,
Gordon
very funny.
Ramsay trying to teach you how to page.
A lot of really upset kids out there. Oh, yeah, well, for Bob Ross, yeah. Gosh.
And then Bob Ross teaching people how to cook,
Can
but
you
like
imagine?
in a high pressure kitchen.
He stabs like one of the brushes through the canvas and is like yelling at things and throwing stuff. Meanwhile, Bob Ross is like, "Oh, you burnt the salmon? That's a happy little mistake with the salmon. That's going to be okay.
Just try it again.
We'll scrape that char off the outside. It'll be great." There's no such thing as a mistake in my kitchen. And people were like, "This food is horrible." Bob, we love you, man. We can tell you're cooking with love, but you're missing all the other
that's the
ingredients.
thing. What would you do if like that was like the manager that came out and you had the worst meal of your life?
Yeah, but he comes out and he's like, "Oh, we're so sorry." But that Bob Ross would come out and be like, "Oh, we're going to comp you."
Yeah, like
Meals for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like no, you don't have to do that. Like it's okay. Like I'll still eat it. Like it's fine. Like
I'd be like, man, I tell you what, you give me a hug, we'll call it even.
Right.
We're good, bro.
Right.
I like you.
But yeah, I thought of it's one
awesome.
of those things where it can be a little bit of a contentious point. Like
I get that. Some people probably feel much more staunchly about that than we do.
Right. Exactly.
I'd love to hear if you're one of those people. If you have like a definitive, this is how you have to put your socks and shoes on. Please comment and tell us. I promise I will not make fun of you.
Right.
I just want to hear. Like I at least need to read it and kind of see, and we might mention it in the comments next time. But we won't pick at you. I promise.
No, not at all. Like yeah, we're nice. We're times.
Right. Yeah, at times. But speaking of comments, now seems like a great time for us to break for our sponsor, and then we'll come back with your comments.
This week, we're going to tell you again about our sponsor, the Salt Collective. So they exist to be able to come alongside small businesses and nonprofits and help them to just do business better. And so as they do that, one of the cool things that the Salt Collective does is they take the businesses that partner with them by hiring them on, and they partner them with the nonprofit organizations that they work with, so that what is paid from the businesses goes to support the nonprofits through the Salt Collective, so they get to do more work for nonprofits as more businesses hire them on. So we love seeing that partnership. We love seeing what they're doing. They work with several of the nonprofits here in our area. They work with several small businesses and friends of ours, and they have done tremendous work to be able to help grow their social media presence, to help them with marketing. And we believe that they could help you as well. So if you're a small business owner, or if you know a small business owner that's looking for some help in marketing, and especially in the world of Facebook and Instagram, all those online places that you can exist, If you know somebody in a small business that would like to hire them on for that purpose, or if you are someone that works with a nonprofit organization, we would encourage you to check out remainsalty.com, or you can go to their Facebook page by searching for The Salt Collective. You can also check them out on Instagram as well. And that we know that if you go check out their website, go check out their social media pages, you'll see The Salt Collective is a great organization doing great things for small businesses and nonprofits. Check out The Salt Collective, remainsalty.com. We appreciate it.
It's time for us to dive into some listener comments.
All right, it is that time of the month.
I have done my best to go back to where I thought we left off from comments the last time, and I think I did a pretty good job. Mm-hmm. So I've got them all listed out for Josh and I to read through, so we will just take our time. We'll kind of give you the topic that we were on, and then what different people said as we go through it. Some of them only have like 1 or 2 comments. Some of them have a bunch of comments. Like favorite old school candy. That was a really popular one with you guys, and TV shows and stuff. So, anyways, we'll work our way through those and kind of see what you guys had to say and interact with those a little bit.
Going back to our comment and our would you rather know every lie or never detect a lie?
Yeah.
Lynette said A, no likey lies.
Yeah. She doesn't like being lied to, so she wanted to go with.
I mean, and that's fair.
knowing
Like
every lie.
I hate. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is people just lying straight to my face.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Especially when you know that they're lying, that's the worst.
Yep. Favorite old school candies? I'm going to skip around a little bit. Kevin Cruff said anything Reese's is pretty life-changing, which, Kevin, I'm on board with you, bud. Reese's Cups have been my favorite candy for a long, long time, and I'm an even more massive fan of the white chocolate Christmas trees, eggs, like
really,
yeah, oh yeah.
You don't seem like a white chocolate kind of guy.
Oh yeah, I actually prefer white chocolate over
really
over regular, like
even
milk
though
chocolate.
There's literally no chocolate in white chocolate.
That doesn't bother me at all.
See, okay, have you had the Reese's stuffed pretzels, like the peanut butter stuffed pretzels?
Stuffed pretzels, no.
If you
I've had the Reese's covered pretzels, but not.
No,
stuffed.
they're like the little pretzel nuggets.
Yeah.
Try
stuff
it.
with Reese's stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you know how like
man.
you get the stuffed ones and like the peanut butter is a weird texture.
Yeah.
Like it's hard almost. The Reese's one, it's not.
Okay.
It's a creamy Reese's
Need
texture.
to try that out then.
Savannah said Shock Tarts.
Ooh, Shock Tarts. That's solid.
I completely
solid
forgot
choice.
about this. Like sour candy in general.
Yep, I love sour candies.
Yeah.
I used to get Shock Tarts like every day when I was in high school. We had them in our vending machine at the school. I love those things. Lynette Francis said there was a candy shop down by where the high school in Barberton was called the Milk Jug. They had a wall of penny candy. Penny candy, can you imagine? Gosh, so good. Imagine kids coming in with $1 and asking for 100 pieces of candy. We got to pick 2. It would be like, I'll have 1 Tootsie Roll, 2 suckers. You guys get the picture. She said the old man hated his life that ran the place. Yeah, I think I would have been like, yeah, you can get 100 pieces of candy, but I get to pick.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, either that or you get like 5 choices and you get 20 of each of those.
Right, yeah, exactly. We went into TV shows. And Julie said Longmire, which I don't know if I know that show.
Longmire's good. If you haven't seen that, you should watch it.
Really?
It's kind of set in like, it's out west. It's kind of got like a cowboy-ish feel.
Okay.
The main character of it is a lawman and stuff, but it's like more modern day.
Okay,
and that's a super good show, Julie. That's a good choice. Savannah said that she would bring back Doug as a cartoon, that's a great choice.
Okay, so
Quail Man. You remember that? Yeah,
Doug and Skeeter. I was never a huge Doug fan.
Really?
It's not that I didn't like it, but it was too much of a teen drama. Type show, which it didn't scratch the itch for me, but like I can respect that as like bringing that back. Like I think kids need a show similar to that too.
Right.
Not necessarily like a kids cartoon, but like middle school. Yep.
I was gonna say because I was just old enough to enjoy Doug when I was coming along.
Jordan said a show that he would love to see come back would be Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh. So I was a little old for Drake and Josh. That was not like way out of my wheelhouse. I know that my sister caught some Drake and Josh when she was young, I think. But
I think I hit it like on the tail end. Like I mean, I really enjoyed.
I knew of it in our introduction that you guys hear the screaming at the end where it's screaming Josh.
With that, and I got suspended just from school because of Josh.
Yeah, both of those lines are all from Drake and Josh.
Speaking of which, have you seen the videos of Josh Peck, like, oh, you having a good day? And then he does the most obscene thing, like taking a Chipotle burrito and biting it in the middle.
Oh, no. I need to check that out, though.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. We asked the question about Hallmark Christmas movies versus scary movies for life. So, like, you can only watch one of those categories. And Savannah said, I am team Hallmark Christmas movies. I am jumpy on my own. I don't need to watch scary movies to make it worse. Which, yeah, I can appreciate that. That's probably pretty solid.
And then Lynette said it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, which I guess, I don't know. Like, I don't like the Hallmark Christmas movies. Like, every one of them is the same.
Well, like I said, my answer to this question was that I would pick the Hallmark Christmas movies, but I would not be happy about it. Lynette's enthused. She's ready to pick
She's a big
it.
Christmas person, though.
Yeah. Tiff said, if only left with the two options, I would just stop watching movies altogether.
Most correct answer.
Yeah, I was about to say, which that may be the best answer given to that whole question there.
So then we go into our most overrated bands, and Kevin's came in swinging with Nirvana. They're the most awful, overrated bands I've ever heard. Emphasis on ever. Their music is the equivalent of shoving ice picks into your ear canal.
Which those are strong words.
Those are very strong words. Which I mean, I think even in the episode we kind of could take or leave Nirvana. Like,
yeah, I would say that in my estimation of things, Nirvana is a little overrated. Like, as we talked about, the fact that I don't really care for Kurt Cobain's voice and stuff like that, but a little overrated. But I think that ice picks in the ear canal. That's some strong one.
Well, and it's like with those, and in re-listening to the episode and things like that, the amount of bands that were formed from bands.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they just become better.
Yep.
Like when lead singers go to different bands. And one of my favorite examples of the same lead singer in like two opposite ends of the spectrum is Corey Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Sour and Slipknot.
Yep.
I love both of those bands, but like his vocal range is amazing.
Well, that's like why I'm drawing a blank on his last name, Chris
Cornell.
Yeah, Chris Cornell. He had the ability to go from like one genre to another and sound like incredible in his vocals and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that about him.
Yeah, he was Soundgarden, and
I wanted to say Soundgarden, but I didn't want to be wrong.
Yeah, you'll let me be wrong.
Yeah,
but it's Soundgarden, and I can't remember the other one.
But Chris did a bunch of songs on his own. Like he had some really, really good stuff. Yeah. When we asked the question, would you rather know how you're going to die or when you're going to die? Joe Bodner answered with a pretty long one. I'm going to read this down because it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and again, shout out to Joe. Like, he has the best, just most descriptive answers.
His imagination is so good on it, too. So he said, I'd rather know how I'm going out. If it's slipping on a banana peel while running from a herd of goats, cool. I'll start watching my step and stop visiting petting zoos like it's a hobby. Which, Joe, I'm going to pause and just beg the question, are you currently going to petting zoos like it's your hobby? Because we might need to talk about that, too, bud.
Yeah.
He says, and if it's accidentally poisoned by Matt Damon's poop potatoes, then I'm skipping any survival tips from stranded astronauts and staying far, far away from Martian farming.
Can I just say that, like, pause to, like, call back to his own comments?
Oh, yeah. It's too good. He says, but when? No, I don't need to spend the rest of my life side-eyeing every calendar alert like it's the beginning of the end. I want to enjoy Taco Tuesday without wondering if it's my final fiesta. If I know the how, I'm making my grand exit count. Like if I'm fated to be eaten by a rogue animatronic at a kid's birthday party, I'm going out in style with a top hat, smoke machines, and a dramatic kazoo solo.
That's amazing.
That's so good.
That has like images of Five Nights at Freddy's and Chuck E. Cheese all in the same
That's
sentence.
So good. I love it.
And then our favorite question to ask.
Yeah.
What's the favorite breakfast?
Shut up, Josh.
Favorite breakfast food. Tiff came in and she said I'd be an omelet, a few cracked eggs beaten with cheese, fried up with onions and peppers, and then rolled up into an aesthetically pleasant package. Except some mornings you go to fold it over and you end up with a load of scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Like knowing Tiff, she was one of my kitchen managers at Chipotle. Love her to death. That is like a great interpretation because like some days you're all put together and some days you're not, but you're still you, and you kind of present your best foot forward and you just go with what you have.
That's great. I love it. We asked the question of, would you rather have to eat dry cereal, so like no milk, but you still have to eat it like you're eating cereal that has milk in it, or dry salad. So you get salad with all the toppings, anything you want on it, but you cannot have any salad dressing. We asked which one you would rather have. Kevin Cruft gave a pretty lengthy answer. He said, it all depends on the cereal. If you could have a variety, cereal all day long. God created all things, sugar included. Save the salad for the goats. They don't know how to cook the cereal. Let's embrace all of God's creations, including sugar. You could do a different cereal every day. Reese's cereal is probably one of the most delicious things on the planet if we are being real. I mean, who needs gums?
Right. Like, all I could think of is, like, eating Captain Crunch and just getting the top of your mouth roasted to crap.
That's the argument I made back to him in my comment. I was like, dude, like, I don't think you realize how fast cereal is just going to destroy the inside of your mouth when it's dry like that.
And then Jordan said, I'm with Josh. Raw tomatoes are disgusting. Which,
yeah, so because I said, like, with the salad thing, I don't mind, like, all the toppings and stuff on it, but I'm not doing raw tomatoes. It's just nasty. Savannah said, it's cereal for me. There's no way to make lettuce taste different for the rest of your life. It's still going to be lettuce. There are so many types of cereal that you'd at least have different flavors, which that's solid.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. And our argument was with salads, I mean, you can have all the toppings and stuff you want on it, which goes into our next comment. Lynette, salad, you didn't say we could add all the toppings, which we kind of went into a fun back and forth with her.
Yeah, we talked with her a little bit about that. But yeah, you're right. That's the kicker for me is that with the toppings, I'm on the salad team.
Oh, of course. And you can get dressing by proxy with, like, if you put, like, banana peppers on it, olives. There's still going to be a little bit of juices and things like that. But, like,
Pickles.
I'm team salad.
We mentioned pickled beets, which we both like, so that's a good solid choice for that. Charlie Clausing said salad all the way. Nothing healthy about breakfast cereal, which is true. While it might be fun for a bit, the damage would be apparent later. Yeah, which...
Yeah,
I think Charlie means probably like damage in every sense, like not just like to your mouth, but to your health.
Sugar
oh my gosh,
like that, Like, have you seen? I don't know if it's made its way over to your Instagram reel feeds, but the trash man who does the salads, he literally just eats a whole head of lettuce.
No.
Yeah, like,
I haven't seen that yet. I'll check it out.
It's one of those things where he gets a head of lettuce. And he gets like a bottle of ranch and just squirts the ranch
on the lettuce
and then just eats it. He has like a 5-pound bag of bacon in his cargo shorts and then
no way.
Pocket bacon, puts it on there. But he's been mixing different things into his ranch. So he'll take like the seasoning packets, like the McCormick seasoning packets, and dump that into the ranch.
I like this guy.
And shake it up and then put it on there. Yeah, it's worth checking out. Like, I'll have to find some videos for you.
That sounds great, actually.
Yeah, so he has like different like...
I could probably pretty easily be talked into like doing just a head of lettuce style salad.
Oh yeah, like, but he literally doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
just bites into it.
Just bite into it.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah, he does that
because I like if I have to eat salad, I want it to be like iceberg, like crunchier salad. Like
I love wedge salads.
Yeah, wedge salads are great.
So good. So,
our kid's on that kick too now. Like she's started eating more salads lately, but she is very particular about the kind of lettuce that she gets. She's like, if it's not iceberg, basically she won't touch it.
I enjoy a good spinach salad though.
Yeah, I do too. I like spinach.
Have you ever had like a spinach salad with like hot bacon dressing?
Oh yeah,
good.
There's a place if we ever get a chance to be in Emerald Isle together and stuff. There's a restaurant there called Rucker John's.
Okay.
And Rucker John's makes a salad. It's a chef salad that you can get a hot bacon honey mustard dressing that they do to put on it. And, dude, I'm telling you, it is life-changingly good.
Really?
My dad and I both, like, every time we go there, and I love seafood and all that type of stuff. If I go to Rucker John's, I get that salad because it's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
And they serve them with those stinking croissants that have honey drizzle over top of them. They're so good.
Dude, that's amazing.
So that way you can counteract the salad.
Right, yeah.
My mom commented on this one too. She said team salad, at least you can survive on it. Which is
that's
solid.
fair. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're going to eat, it's not like you're eating Raisin Bran or Corn Flakes or Cheerios.
Yeah.
And then, this is, Josh and I were kind of talking about this before we started recording. This is probably our most disappointing section of our comments. Was our hot takes episode.
Yeah, it was really strange because I was expecting at least to get like some
pushback, from
angry feedback from people. Yeah,
So
we didn't,
and we got one lone comment, and it says from Wyatt. It says, "Love 85% of the hot takes, but the Pop-Tarts hot take. I mean, how do you choose fruit over chocolate chip and chocolate fudge? For the bird theory, why is there meat on their body and they can't get charged by the power lines because they would need to be touching both lines in and out to create circulation, which they don't. They're only on one wire, which...
So Wyatt, a few things. Number one, I don't know that I necessarily disagree with you on the Pop-Tart thing. The more that I think about the Pop-Tart deal, because which ones was it you said that were the best ones?
Cherry and the blueberry.
Cherry and blueberry, which I agree with you on the blueberry. The cherry I already said that I was out on.
Because, and I understand that that's a pretty hot take because most people prefer the strawberry over the cherry.
Most people prefer strawberry, and I would say that according to what we see at the church, because we get Pop-Tarts for Sunday mornings for people to be able to eat, and the brown sugar cinnamon goes faster than anything else.
See, my problem with the brown...
Primarily due to Shane, but...
My problem with the brown sugar cinnamon is, for me, at least personally, it's inconsistent, because sometimes it will have too much of the artificial in it for me.
Okay.
And it'll make me start to get a little sick. Like the inside of my mouth will get a little bit like tingly.
My issue with the brown sugar cinnamon is that I only like the brown sugar cinnamon like it when it's been heated up. So either toasted or put in the microwave for a few seconds. But I would argue, along with Wyatt, because he talked about the chocolate chip and the chocolate fudge, the cookies and cream Pop-Tarts, in my opinion, especially if you can toss those bad boys in the microwave for just a few seconds, are by far my favorite.
See, to me, and again, this is personal opinion, personal preference, they taste drier than all the other ones. The chocolate ones do.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know, but if I'm going to have a chocolate one, I will throw it in the freezer.
Okay.
I do like frozen chocolate Pop-Tarts.
See, I would say the fudge ones that he's talking about, the chocolate fudge,
are really good in the freezer. If you haven't put one in the freezer, try it.
But I think those chocolate fudge ones are the most, pardon my word, moist of all of the Pop-Tarts.
Also, if you get offended by moist, grow up.
Yeah.
It's a word.
Now, Wyatt, for the case of the birds, just a few things. Number one, the meat that's on their bodies is lab-grown meat.
Right.
They're basically just like you would see any kind of other cyborg type of deal where it's mechanics,
exoskeleton
paired with meat and all that kind of stuff. Right. And so, yeah, it's just there to throw you off the scent. Mm-hmm. And then as far as the charging goes, you got way too scientific for us.
Well, see, here's the thing. When you plug in your phone, do you plug in 2 plugs or 1? No, you have one that carries the current throughout that. That's why they have 2 feet. One is carrying up and over. That is creating your arc.
It's a 2-prong plug, though.
Right, but I'm saying the cord that you actually plug into your...
But outlets have 2 separate things inside of them.
I'm trying to defend your point.
Yeah, I know you are, but... It's falling apart.
Yeah, because you're tearing it apart.
You're
tearing this family apart.
Listen, Wyatt, we are not government agents. As we have previously established, we are probably on some watch lists for the government.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll just say that you'll have to talk to a government official if you can find one that's willing to talk about the fact that birds aren't real.
Right, exactly. Or just continually search it, and one will just kind of pop up in your browser feed. and they'll the one that's monitoring you and your IP address will just talk to you.
Your assigned government agent will let you know what that's like. All right. Well, I think that was all that we had along the lines of comments. Again, like we always say, we want to thank you guys so much for your interaction. For number one, for leaving reviews and doing the things that you do there. We appreciate that. We appreciate you guys leaving comments on all the different things we put up on Facebook and on Instagram. And we hope that you'll continue to do that because next month we'll have another episode like this where we'll cover your comments and we'll talk about those things. But yeah, we love the fact that you guys want to interact with this. We love the fact that you still listen to this.
Yes.
This is episode 25. We were talking about that today.
Which it's crazy to think because, again, I know we say it like every time we mention like our recordings, but like we record these so far ahead of time that like I think it gets lost on like, what episodes that we're on, because we would have just recorded the same 2 episodes the last time that came out that we're recording this time. So it's one of those things where you kind of lose track of that time. And again, we are incredibly grateful for you guys listening to this. A lot of people that listen will come up to us personally, talk to us about the show, like, hey, you're kind of dumb for this opinion, but it's fine, because then they're like, well, we know you, and that's us.
And we love getting all that feedback. So if you see us, you want to talk to us in person about some of the things we talk about on the show, feel free.
We'd
we'd love for you to do that. But otherwise, we want to encourage you guys to take an opportunity right now, if you haven't already, to go and give us a good review on the show. We always ask for 5 stars, and the reason why we ask for that is just it helps us out in the algorithms and stuff. If you're going to give us anything less than 5 stars, don't do that. You don't want to be a mean person to us.
You can leave a 5-star comment and give us critiques in the review.
We always encourage that too.
Again, we have big shoulders, we have thick skin, we can take the opinions. I mean, I'm sure that you're not going to say anything to us that hasn't already been said to us in one way or another. So just let us know what you think.
You'll never be as mean to us as we are to ourselves.
100%. Or to each other.
Yeah, to each other. That's true. But yeah, take an opportunity to go interact with that stuff. Go interact with our social media things. Follow us on there if you're not already following us, and interact with the questions that we put up each week. And otherwise, we will plan on seeing you guys in the next episode. We love you.
Bye. Tattoos, because being an adult is hard, and I deserve to have stickers.
That's right. Yes, sir.